Hey guys, I hope everybody can see me and not the dog. The dog is standing behind me. Okay. You know what? The one thing I can't see is whether or not anybody is on here with me. So just give me 1 second. Anybody is on here with me. So just give me 1 second. Anybody is on here with me. Okay, so it looks like I am live. So hey guys, it's Brooke here from Vintage Gardener. Welcome back to my channel. I am doing my usual live after the flower show. Um, if you guys have been following me for any length, you guys know that I am a member of the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, and they are the group that puts on the flower show every single year. And so this year, I broke with tradition and I went to the members preview. So what happened is I had excess vacation time, and so I can only carry over so much. And once I reach a certain limit, I'm gonna forfeit it. So I was getting forfeiture notices, and so I was like, okay, you know what? I gotta use my vacation. So I have been off this entire week, and so since I was off the entire week, including Friday, I was like, you know what? I should go to the members preview because I've been a member for years. I've never been to the members preview. So anyway, I thought it would be good to go because one thing about the flower show is that on opening day, which is the day I usually go, it gets super crowded. Last year I actually went on a Monday and it was horrible. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. So I decided to go to the members preview, which is from 12 to 3. Now, the one disadvantage I would say with going to the members preview is that you only get 3 hours. And quite frankly, I would have liked to have spent more time in it. Now, here's the thing. I have a second ticket. And so I am going to go back. And that way I'll get to see a couple of things I missed because guess what? I did miss something. So that was unfortunate. So actually, hang on for a second, guys. I'm looking. I had a cough drop up here. I don't know if I'm getting. If it's my allergies acting up or I'm getting. Sometimes I get a cold between when the weather starts changing and oh man. And I hate it. So I had a sore throat, but I took a nap today and it went away. But now I just kind of feel the congestion coming on. So I think it's my typical pre-gardening season cold that I typically get. So anyway, this year's theme was United by Flowers. Because if it's one thing that kind of unites everybody, it's gardening. I think everybody loves a nice garden. And so this was no exception. So I really, really, really liked the exhibits this year. They did change a couple of things. So for instance, last year they tried to have a lot of exhibits that you could walk through, kind of like the way they did it on outside. This year they didn't do that as much. Well, you know what? Actually, I thought they weren't supposed to do it at all, but then when I got there were a couple of exhibits that you could walk through. Now, I don't know if they just did that for us since we were members and it was a much smaller crowd, but I could tell you last year, one of the reasons I didn't get to see certain exhibits is because people were walking through, they were taking a really long time, and it was a line. It was really bad. So that was a change. The one thing that I would say was I'll have to keep in mind is that when you go to the members preview, I don't think everything is quite like fully set up. So for example, I wanted to get money out of the ATM to check my code. None of the ATMs were working. The other thing is that some of the vendors they have inside, in terms of food, they weren't there. They weren't set up. So that's something I'll have to keep in mind the next time. I'll either get a really good breakfast or I'll go to Running Terminal, which is right across the street before I come over. So anyway, I took a lot of pictures, and unfortunately, I didn't post them on Instagram because I was too busy. I was too busy enjoying everything. So let me get myself straightened out. Ugh, what did I do? Hang on a second, guys. I just got something on my mouse and yeah, it's on my mouse and my mouse pad. Okay, here we go. And let me make this a little bit bigger. Shift 7. Oh, there we go. I just want to make sure you guys could see this. Okay, so when you first walk in, they had a couple of these. This is what you were greeted by. So it was, as you can see, roses, delphiniums. This greenery back here was eucalyptus. It was really, really nice. I did take video footage, so I will do a video later on. I mean, walking around, doing a complete 360 around it. There were a lot of people standing in front of it, and I was just like, I'm trying to get a picture here. Nobody would move. Okay, so this was the main. So when you go to the flower show, they may have some planters like what I just showed you, but then they always have one like show-stopping entry exhibit, and so this was it. Um, it was absolutely spectacular. Quite frankly, I think of all the flower shows I've been to, I think this was my favorite entry exhibit. So as you can see in this one, they've got tulips, they've got hyacinths, they've got a pool of water here. There was just a lot going on with this whole display, and I was here for it. It was absolutely phenomenal. I took more close-ups of the tulips. Of course, and there's me. I'm not really sure what that. It was kind of like a pillar, as you can see off of my right shoulder. Don't know what that represented, but it was spectacular. So here's a farther back look. I think I tried to do. Is this the panorama shot I tried to take? But as you can see, like I said, there was just a lot going on. I mean, you have the things hanging from the ceiling. You've got the cherry trees in the backdrop providing color. It was just very. It was just arresting as soon as you walked in. Oh, this is the panorama shot. So, I'm sure I don't know if hopefully you guys can tell, but look how just so you guys can get an idea of how big this exhibit was. This is a pan shot. So obviously to the left where you see my cursor, that's one end, and they just went all the way over to there. And quite frankly, this picture doesn't even do it justice. It's just one of those things. If you haven't been, you got to see it in person. You really do. And this is one from the farther side. They had purple. They had bowls of water, which a lot of gardeners do. Hang on. That's another. Well, this is a close up of the wall they did. Okay, so here's um I've seen so many people do. I know Erin from Impatient Gardener does it. I know Misha from Farm Lux does this, but they fill a bowl with water and they put like flowers in it. And so they had done one of those, and let me see if I can zoom in. It was really pretty. And this is the far end of the display. Yeah, they had a lot of foxglove, um, which is really nice. Now, this display was up in the air, and it was big too. I don't even know. I forgot to take a picture of what the card on here said, just to tell me what this one was supposed to be about. But it was just beautiful. I don't even think I really appreciated the flowers that went in here. A lot of them look to be spray painted, but it was just, I don't know. I feel like I need to do a floral chandelier at some point in time. Okay, so this was really interesting. So, this is a map of the United States, as you can tell. And the thing that was interesting, and I didn't realize this until I saw an article on it. I'm sure you guys noticed the colors on the map. Those colors actually represent the different USDA um, winter hardiness zones. So let me see if I could find. So I guess New Jersey is kind of like this yellowish swath, maybe right here. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And I took a close up of the back of the car because it had a little dog that was made out of a map and that sort of thing. So that was really cute. Oh, so I took a picture of this bouquet. I really like this bouquet. It's giving me inspiration for some future color collections for peonies, petals, and posies. So I like this one. That this had, the roses at the bottom. There was some sort of berry. I don't know. I was wondering if that was St. John's wort. But then these flowers right here are chrysanthemums, and I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. It kind of looks like almost like the cone of a coneflower or something like that, or maybe a scabiosa. Okay, so this was very modern, very abstract. I wasn't really sure what it was trying to portray. The thing I liked about it is they had a table, and I loved the arrangements on the table. And the thing I think I liked about it was that everything in here you can create at home because they had, like, for example, alliums, they had orchids, they had delphinium and larkspur and that sort of thing. And I really like it when they have exhibits that you and things that you can actually do from home. It to me it makes it just a lot nicer. This was a gorgeous um peach display. It was called Highland Beauty and Mystique, and it had air plants and orchids, and it was beautiful. And then they had it this Italian fashion, and I just loved how they put flowers all down the dress like that. So let's go over here and see. So we've got some lilies. That looks like sunflower. Roses. It looks like some amaranth, like love lies bleeding variety. And yeah. And these were just a lot of orchids, more orchids. Now, this was done by a first time designer, and her name is Tanisha, and she's from West Philly. And I forgot what her original profession was, but this is the first, like, she started this business. This is the first time that she's done this. And so she used a lot of antique pieces, like, chairs, tables, and a hutch and that sort of thing. I think when they interviewed her, she said that she did a dining room table because the table is a place that frequently unites us. We have meals together. It can be fellowship, it can be grief. But this is her version. This was her interpretation of how we can unite by flowers. And so I love the place setting. I love these purple glasses, and It's I really want to get more into tablescapes, and so this is very inspiring. This was the arrangement on top of the buffet, and so I see allium, all kinds of roses, some um, daisies, and of course, one of the things my eye went right to was the settee. 'Cause you guys know I love antique furniture. And I loved this arrangement that was on it. It's you got yellow roses and assuming it alliums and I see some snapdragons there. And once again, that was this was one of my favorite. I think it was one of my favorite displays. And you guys probably can't tell, but I'm actually in the picture in the mirror. Let's see if I can scroll up so I can show you guys. There I am. I thought it'd be kind of funny to do that. Okay, so this particular designer was showing what an abandoned lot could look like. And so there was a lot of wildflowers. They had some verbascum. This is white stalk right, the yellow stalk right there. They had Shasta daisies. It was very beautiful, very pollinator friendly. And I wish empty lots looked like this. Unfortunately, they don't. Yeah, so there was a lot of landscapes. There was a lot of little vignettes of landscapes. I took a picture of this because I love this obelisk, and I was like, this is something I need to find. Um, I didn't bother to look at the plant names because honestly, all I saw was the obelisk on this one, and it is gorgeous. And with all the roses I have, this would be perfect in my garden. Let's see. So this is another little vignette. They had a stone path and I don't know if you guys can see my cursor. There was a seating area back there. I thought it was all one exhibit until I walked down further, and then I realized it wasn't. And then, of course, it's me cheesing in front of the exhibit. So this one was just an exhibit of spring bulbs, which I really, really liked. It was tulips and daffodils and that sort of thing. Um, oh, this is another thing I liked. First off, let me see if I can zoom in on this. I like the ground on this one. I like the way they do the checkerboard thing with the grass and the stone. Eventually once I get my farm, one of the things I would love to do is have a giant outdoor checkerboard, and this is kind of how I would really like to do it. But yeah, I just love the outdoor setting, the formality. Oops, sorry, the formality of it. It was just I would love to go to a dinner party hosted in this garden. And it was really interesting because they actually had an outdoor movie theater. So this is like the old real, and that's what it was showing. I forgot what it was actually on there at the time, but it was changing as time went on. But I think that's really cute too. I've never thought about having an outdoor theater, but that was pretty cool. Okay, so they were honoring one of the members of the PHS who had passed away. Her name is, let's see, Annie Valerie. And so I thought it was really pretty. It was a nice touch. They had columbine and hang on, what were the other flowers in here? Uh, Gerbera daisies, and I got closer up video footage of it. But currently, she did a lot of volunteer work for the PHS. That's the first time I've ever seen them do a memorial display. This was another exhibit that I really liked. I just liked the way the pergola was over the pool. I think what would have made the space a lot even perfect. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's not perfect. The thing that I think would have made it perfect is if they had some seating. They didn't have any seating in this design, but it was gorgeous to look at. Um, I see this little lion statue, and that's one of the things I definitely need to work on. I need to get some more statuary. I did like the Columbine. This shape is not my favorite Columbine shape, but you know, it was okay. That this is the origami mix. I took a picture of this because I really would like to find one of these purple osteosperms. Did I say is it osteosperm osteomum? You know what I mean. This is a signed view of everything. They had coleus and some other stuff. It was really thick and lush in here, and think I see some fern in here, and I don't know if that's hosta or if that's. Let's zoom in on this here. That's not letting me zoom. Huh, interesting. Okay. Oh, I did get a close up. I think that's Solomon's seal, the variegated thing. But I just like the lushness of that. And then when she went down further, then they had this path. This kind of a little bit reminding me of Longwood because Longwood has a cupola like that. But I liked the flag path, especially around the tree. I just like the thickness, the thick, just how thickly it's planted. Um, I don't know. I think I may need to add some more short flowers to my garden because I think some unfortunately with a lot of the ones I have, they're a lot taller, so they don't cover the ground as well as I would like. So, oh, this was an outdoor display. Um, this picture wasn't great. I have video footage of it. But yeah, they had a lot of outdoor landscapes this year. So if you're looking for ideas for your own garden, that's what I like. Oh, this right here. I love this table setup. I like I like the forest branches. I like the candles. It's just a very romantic. You know, the backdrop with the the curtain. That's kind of like it was kind of giving me like little bit of like Victorian Gothic type vibes. Um, I would like to attend this dinner party. Oh, and last but not least, there was a greenhouse manufacturer. It wasn't Hartley. It's called Cultivar. A Cultivar, I think, is originally from the UK. This is the first time I've ever seen them. So they were displaying this particular greenhouse. I did go inside. It was actually surprisingly spacious. Like it didn't look that big from the outside, but when I walked in, it had a lot of space. I like the fact that it's got the little cold frames on the side. Um, and I have gone to their website. I didn't start playing with it because they have the thing like you can customize it, and I think it gives you a quote. And this was the EP Henry display. And I have to say, this is probably the largest EP Henry display that I have ever seen indoors at the flower show. Um, I think you could go in and sit down. Nobody was. Everybody was too busy looking at the exhibits, but it was absolutely huge. Okay, am I at the end? Oh, that's 50 of 50. So anyway, I know the thing you guys probably really want to see is what things I purchased. So let me go get those right now. Now one of the people who did a display this year, which I don't remember seeing them do a display before, was Waldorf Orchids, which is located in Linwood, New Jersey. And they had this, they mentioned something about vanilla being an orchid. And I had heard that, but it really struck me that, oh, wait a minute, vanilla is an orchid. So anyway, Waldorf Orchid always has a booth there. And so I went and got a vanilla. um, so this is what I got. And as you can see, it's big. This one is called, let's see, it just says vanilla. I thought maybe they had 3 different varieties. And so this is the one I got. They had one that had variegated leaves, but I didn't get that one. Now, the thing with this one is that I'm sure you can see that this whole thing just kind of goes up and around. And so apparently vanilla actually kind of makes a vine, which I did not realize. So anyway, it's right now it's twisty tied to these little things, these little sticks right here. But what I probably will do with this one is I'll probably get a planter, put it in it, and get like a little trellis for it and wind and wrapped it. These are the air roots, in case you guys are wondering. So I did ask her. She said that that vanillas need a lot of sun, so south facing. Oh, hang on. Actually, I probably look better this way. So anyway, with orchids, you typically put them in like an east facing window or a south facing window. This one needs a south facing window. So she said that it's not gonna give me any seed pods this year, but next year it probably will. So like I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I think I'll get a slightly bigger container and set this one inside of it. And then I'll get like a trellis to go so it can climb it. Because I'll be quite honest, I think I'm trying to think of how tall this thing is. It may be it's gonna be kind of big. But anyway, what I want to do is I need to actually get a container and put some stones in it with water to create some humidity. But yes, I officially have a vanilla bean, and I'm going to be reading up on this because I want to make sure that next year I get some vanilla beans. And let me tell you what, when I get some vanilla beans, I've made vanilla extract before, but that'll be a whole video. But yes, so I have a vanilla. So let me put that right there. Woo! Okay. Actually, I'm going to put it back in the bag because that's not too stable. Okay, so I also stopped by Harvesting History. You guys, I have garlic and I want some onions, but every time I go to look at onion sets, everybody has onion sets in like 50, 60, 100. I don't need that many. So anyway, they had some shallot sets and they had 6. So this is a good quantity for me. So yeah, so I can go ahead and plant these now. But the thing they had there, and I'm testing this, going to be testing this out, because it looks like this particular place does wholesale accounts like for growers. I got a dahlia to try out, and it's called Bumble Rumble, and it's anemone flowering. Hope you guys can see it. The reason I got this one is because it reminds me a lot of that one dahlia called, I think it's called Rhubarb and Custard. But this is so pretty. And this one is supposed to be, it says ideal for cut flower. So I can't wait to see this one. So I'm going to be testing this one out with some of the other colors that I have, because next year's theme for Peonies, Petals, and Posies is going to be a Persian garden, which is going to be pinks, creams, light yellows, and pistachio. And I think this particular dahlia is going to go really well. And I got two, and I think each one of them has two bulbs, so 4. So we'll see what happens, and I'll see if I can get some of these wholesale. Last but not least, I went and saw my girl Kathleen, and she hugged me. I was like, "Hey, Kathleen," and she's like, "Oh, hey," she's like, "Give me a hug." So I was like, "Oh, I got a hug." I was so excited. But okay, so I'm field testing a lot of peonies. And right now, I'm just trying to think how many I already have out there. I have at least 10 to 12 that I'm already field testing. And I decided to get some more. So I was going to get a tree peony, but you know what? The thing is, I don't know how long I'm going to be in this house. And the thing with the tree peony is that once you put it in, you can't really be digging it out. And, putting it in a pot it would have to be a really big pot, which would be impossible to move. Oh, hang on, we got a commenter. Beatrice Anderson says, "Hi from Maryland." Hi, Beatrice. I'm just going over my purchases from the flower show. And so um I have so okay, so with the peonies that I have for my own self, I have, let's see, I've got Goldilocks, Marie Lemoine, and Bride's Dream, and I have one called Fuji. Hang on. Let me give you guys the complete list. Cuz so I'm testing out a bunch of different colors. Okay, so gold I said gold, I think I said Goldilocks. I think I did. Um Okay, so I have okay, so Fuji, I think that one is supposed to have some lavender tints to it. And then let's see. Okay, and then earlier I ordered Orange Victory, which is an intersectional peony, and I also did Anderson's Kaleidoscope, which is also an intersectional peony. And let's see. And I know I did some other ones. Hang on. Because this man has gotten a lot of money out of me over the past. All right, I'll find it because it shouldn't be having this hard time finding that order. So anyway, I'm on the lookout for some lavender colored peonies. And so the one I just told you, Fuji, that one is supposed to be it was also sold under the name Orchid. So I'm field testing that one because that one is a new one that they've gotten from China, but it's supposed to have some purple to it. And then I saw this intersectional peony at Peony's Envy called Pastel Splendor. So it's light lavender to cream. It's a lotus shape, and it's a late bloom time and only gets 2.5 feet tall. And the hybridizer is Anderson 1996. So I got two of these, but let me see if I can get up here. Wait, hang on. I'm not doing this right. You guys see it? There we go. So anyway, I got two of those because I like lavender. Well, I like every kind of color and peony. But I have in the rose garden, I'm gonna put these in the rose garden. I have a lavender section, and so that's where these babies are gonna go. So and I got, and you know the thing is, oh, I forgot to show you. The root on this thing is huge. I would have to say that over the past couple of years, I feel like Kathleen has been giving out bigger size roots than she had in the past. And so let me see if I can. Can you guys see that? Yeah, it's a massive root. It's very big. So anyway, I'm going to put this baby back in the medium so that it doesn't dry out. So tomorrow I'll work on getting that potted up. Today was raining a lot, so I was potting up some other things. But anyway, guys, that's how the flower show went. So would I recommend going to the flower show this year? Absolutely. It was very bright, very colorful, very cheerful. I am going to go back because once again, I do have another ticket, and I'll go probably maybe the last day, second to the last day, to see if there are any discounts on everything. There wasn't last year. I didn't really get to go around and look at all of the vendors simply because um, I don't think I actually walked into exhibit area until like closer to 1 o'clock. So I think I parked the car at like 12:40. I think by the time I got in there was what, like 1. So I didn't really have a lot of time. And so I was kind of rushing with the shopping. So I definitely want to go back for that. Um, but yeah, and oh, the other thing is the Black Girl Florist did another display this year, and I wanted to see it because I saw it last year. The display they did last year was great, and also Valerie, who is the creator of the Girl Florist, she's one of the people who was at the course at Longwood that I took, and so I really wanted to see it, and I don't know where it was. I just missed it. And I thought I saw everything. So I'm going to have to go back and look at a map to figure out where it was because I have since seen um, photographs and on Instagram and like reels on it. And it was a fairly sizable display. So, and it had arches. So I don't understand how I walked by and missed it, but apparently I did. But it's definitely worth visiting this year if you're looking for ideas for your landscape. Definitely go. They had some gorgeous landscapes. They had a lot of little vignettes, and when I do my video, I obviously took video footage, and they had a lot, and it was absolutely spectacular. Um, the entry, the entry exhibit alone. And I'm going to put that picture back up there because um that was just amazing. The entry visit was just, I mean, like I said, I think it was the best entry exhibit I have ever seen at the flower show. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so this, like I said, this was the exhibit. This is the first thing you walked in. This pool was about, I think, 40 feet long. So it was huge. It was absolutely huge. But like I said, this is definitely my favorite entry exhibit of everything that they've had. Um, this is not something you can do at home, but but for a flower show, it's all about the exhibit, and this was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, just I mean, it was just so colorful. I mean, it was just, like I said, the pictures just don't do it. They just don't do it justice. You have to go in and see it for yourself. And and the one lady who, Tanisha, who did this was her first year exhibiting. I mean, I can't believe for a first time presenter, a first time exhibitor, this is what she pulled off. I mean, this was entire thing, the concept, the execution was absolutely amazing. And if this is what she's doing on the first time, like straight out of the gates, I am looking forward very much to seeing what she does in the future. And quite frankly, I would like to see some of her work, the rest of her work. As a matter, let me see if I can let me see if I can find if they posted any of her stuff. Okay, so her company is called Tissa Rose, Tissarose. Um, oh, and they said she was a cosmetologist. So so yeah, definitely go see that. So anyway, guys, I don't want to. How long have we been going here? Okay, 40 minutes, so not too bad. I didn't want to go too long, but anyway, so definitely, flower show is definitely worth it this year. Um, and I can't wait to go again. Hopefully I'll get to see the Black Girl Florist, exhibit. And I'm trying to think, was there anything? I'll do a little bit more shopping because once again, I didn't get to see everything. That's the if I will definitely go to the members preview again because the crowds were less. I could actually get close to the exhibits. I mean, as you can tell from these pictures, there's not you don't see a lot of people in the pictures. And the pictures that I've taken in the past, one of the reasons why I didn't always post a lot of them is because there were so many people there just ruining my shots. But as you can see, there's picture after picture where you may see people in the background, but like, there's no arms or whatnot, or, hands, like, interfering with the picture. So that was something that's nice. So I will definitely do it next year. I'll go to the members preview, but the thing I will definitely do is when they say 12, I will make sure that I'm there at 12 at the dot, because I think, yeah, if I had had another hour, I think that would have been enough time. But 2 hours definitely wasn't. And so, stay tuned for the video, because I'm going to show you. I, did a lot more close up things. The exhibits that I could walk through. I took you through, and yeah. So anyway, I think that is it. I don't see any other questions. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Oh, and if you guys go, number one, get yourself a vanilla plant like I did. The other thing is that Waldorf Orchids is having a post flower show sale. I want to say it's like March 14th, and it's like 20% off. So that's just something to keep in mind for after the flower show. Oh, I know what it was I was supposed to get. Last year I got a silk a silk it was like a silk it was like, it's not a silk screen. It was a print, but it was using silk thread. And the guy actually had a deal where it was like, if you got two, I think you got one for free. But the thing is, I didn't have time, because that's one of those things you kind of have to stand and look at. So that's another thing I'm going to go back to get. But yeah, he had a lot of people around him. So I think a lot of people were purchasing them. So yeah, there's definitely a couple of things that I'm going to go back and get, because I didn't get to see. And so yeah, when I go back, I'll take more video footage. So it's probably going to be a pretty long video. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Toodaloo.